It's great to be alive right now. We're alive at the greatest time in financial history.
Money is power, and here in Miami, a new kind of money wants its place at the table.
It's blockchain and it's a digital revolution.
I'm at one of America's largest crypto conferences, just miles from what used to be FTX Arena, where a $135 million naming rights deal collapsed alongside the crypto exchange in 2022. But here, that's ancient history.
Good morning, crypto enthusiasts!
For those that said Bitcoin will never get to 100,000, what do you have to say now? It's to $1 million.
After pouring over $100 million into the 2024 election, crypto won every race it backed, and now counts the president in its corner.
The United States will be the crypto capital of the planet.
I'm here to find out what the industry really wants with all that money.
The whole world needs an enema. Donald Trump's that enema.
Beyond the excitement that people here feel, I found a multi-billion-dollar industry with a radical vision that could threaten the whole economy, even for those of us who have never spent a penny on a digital asset.
Bust is going to come when it does, if the traditional financial system and the crypto ecosystem have sort of fully merged. We're ready to have another 2008 moment.
Welcome to WAGME Miami. I mean, walking by, hell of a claim on the side here.
Americans do not need to be slaves. They don't have to file income taxes. Have not paid any federal income or payroll taxes for over 30 years and openly teaching others to do the same.
Wow, remarkable story. It's a strange place to be a crypto agnostic, someone who sees obvious scams in the industry, but can't completely dismiss the true Bitcoin believers.
There's so many great people in this industry right now that started off as skeptics. One of my founding partners came to Bitcoin because he was convinced he was going to find out where it was a scam. He was from finance, and then he found out it wasn't. We ended up starting this company. It's a very, very deep topic. We're talking about finance and the value of human society being saved.
We've got more tailwind than we've ever had behind us in the cryptocurrency industry.
Everyone here is ecstatic, hopeful. Trump's election launched Bitcoin past 100K, minting new millionaires overnight. There's booths selling training and software, and yacht brokers and Cayman Island lawyers.
If you're a US citizen, I always say, always get US tax advice before you come to us.
Want to route your profits through Palau to avoid US taxes? It's complicated, but here's maybe step one. Or maybe you're looking for real estate.
These are all 3 and 4 bedroom residences, so they start at 3.4 million.
Hot damn. Well, I wish that I could be a customer of yours, but I am not.
If the market keeps going this direction, you will be.
All of this is based on a pretty simple idea.
Cryptocurrencies are a piece of data that people buy and sell digitally.
Traditional banking needs a bunch of middlemen, banks, clearinghouses, and lawyers who write the rules. Most cryptocurrency is on something called the blockchain, which lets you transact directly by replacing all of them with math and code.
A lot of people have this mentality that crypto is a scam or fraud or blah, blah, blah. It's simply not true. It's just a technology. It's a tool at the end of the day, right?
But for many, it's a tool that's very much something more.
Bitcoin is of the people, by the people, for the people.
Crypto is actually a fresh, natural, free privacy alternative to the corrupt system.
The original idea behind Bitcoin, which is the first cryptocurrency, was that we couldn't trust banks or financial institutions.
So seeing all of the big banks get bailed out, and it just really struck with me.
There are certainly people who continue to hold those early ideological beliefs, but there is also this massive speculative industry built around it where people are hoping to get rich quick by picking cryptocurrencies they hope will go up in price.
Most people I met at the conference would fall into the true believers, but there's more to the story.
There is also a much larger industry around cryptocurrency that in many ways sort of shadows the very same financial intermediaries they originally spoke about doing away with.
That larger industry recently found an unlikely champion, the president.
Promoting his company's newly launched Trump meme coin.
I don't know much about it other than I launched it. I heard it was very successful.
$60 billion in volume in 48 hours. He showed what could be done. Those numbers don't lie.
The guy's crypto holdings are now worth more money than anything else he owns.
There's zero value. What's the value in Doge token right now? It's just a belief in a movement and in a community. And so by Trump doing it, our beautiful First Lady doing it, it kind of validates that now they're not afraid of prosecution. If it's good enough for the president to do it, it should be good enough for anyone to be able to do it.
The numbers tell the story. After he promoted it, Trump coin shot to $75, then crashed to $17. 31 early traders made nearly $669 million. Early buyers escaped with $6.6 billion. Meanwhile, over 800,000 people combined to lose $2 billion. Over the last 4 years, there was one regulator against this type of speculation. SEC Chair Gary Gensler.
That guy was a prick.
Sour grapes, somebody that couldn't hack it.
I think he was unpopular for a reason.
The irony? Gensler helped build crypto's foundation, teaching one of MIT's first blockchain courses.
That was my introduction to blockchain technology, actually, was his classes.
As a regulator, he became the industry's biggest threat, targeting major firms for violations.
And then the crypto industry says, okay, it's fine that you're coming after us, but give us clear-cut guidelines and regulation, and they never did it whatsoever.
Everyone at the conference had the same story about Gensler, and I found myself nodding along. It matched what I read, and it made me wonder, why didn't Gensler provide clear guidelines?
It wasn't that they didn't have certainty, it was that the certainty that was offered to them impeded what they wanted to do.
That's Hillary Allen. She's a law professor at American University. She investigated the last financial crisis for Congress.
There is no law that is completely certain. Every law is open to all kinds of interpretation, even if it seems clear on its face. For example, fraud is illegal. Does the statute spell out in chapter and verse every single thing that counts as fraud? No, because if you did that, that would just give a roadmap for anyone who wanted to commit fraud.
That's the heart of it. Crypto says it's leading a revolution that needs new rules. Gensler saw it differently. Except for a few cryptocurrencies, these are investments. File your paperwork like everyone else, which involves financial statements.
There's no way they could come up with audited financials because there's nothing behind them. So what the crypto industry was looking for was regulation that didn't enforce those kind of things, but still gave consumers enough comfort that they'd be willing to invest.
When Gensler wouldn't back down, the industry found another way forward. Buy enough political influence to replace him.
The cryptocurrency super PACs raised around $200 million during the 2024 election cycle, and they spent about $130 million of that. Rather remarkable to see this amount of money coming out of the cryptocurrency industry, especially because they had not previously been that involved in politics.
Molly tracked where all this political spending came from. The biggest checks? From the very companies the SEC was investigating. Coinbase, charged with selling unregistered securities. They donated $46 million. Ripple, also facing SEC action, threw in $45 million. And Andreessen Horowitz, the Silicon Valley giant with investments across the industry, matched them nearly dollar for dollar.
The cryptocurrency industry has been very clear that they want changes to the regulatory environment in the United States.
A little over a month into the Trump administration, and it's already happening. Gensler is out at SEC, replaced by Paul Atkins. He's a crypto lobbyist who counted the collapsed FTX as a client. Howard Lutnick, whose company owns 5% of controversial crypto giant Tether, took commerce. And the new Treasury Secretary is Scott Bessent. Here's what he said about crypto last summer.
Crypto is about freedom, and the crypto economy is here to stay. Crypto is bringing in young people. It's bringing in the people who haven't participated in markets.
They want to see a free-for-all, honestly, when it comes to how companies can present investments to retail buyers. And they're hoping to see basically a hands-off approach from the government when it comes to the entire tech industry, not just the cryptocurrency world.
The new agency heads can reshape enforcement. And they already have, pausing investigations and opening banks to crypto. But the real goal is to rewrite America's financial rules.
The crypto industry is basically in lockstep with the US government to dictate policy that is favorable to them, but not necessarily to the American public.
Last year, pro-crypto members of Congress introduced a bill called Fit 21. The legislation gives crypto exactly what it wants: clear definitions and freedom from SEC oversight.
That has been their primary goal for some time now.
Instead of the SEC, crypto would answer to the CFTC, the same agency that missed the warning signs before 2008's financial collapse.
The reason why the industry has wanted that is that the CFTC is sort of being typically seen as a lighter touch, a pretty small agency. It's not particularly well funded, and it doesn't have a culture of investor protection.
Fit 21 sailed through the House last year, but hit a wall in the Senate. Then, the industry opened its wallets.
The Senate race in Ohio was a massive target of political spending, where the cryptocurrency industry was looking to oust Sherrod Brown, who is a powerful figure in the Senate Banking Committee, critical of crypto in the past.
The industry spent $40 million. Their guy won.
Fit 21 was kind of designed to pass the previous Congress. Now that they have bought so much support in Congress, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go further.
But Molly and Hillary see something more dangerous hiding in these bills: a chance to tear down America's entire system of financial regulation.
The Trojan horse aspect that I'm particularly worried about is that in doing so, the securities laws might be eviscerated for everything, not just for crypto. All the legislative proposals we've seen so far is to say, if this security or this thing lives on a blockchain, it's carved out of the securities laws.
It's almost this escape hatch for anyone who wants to try to use it to completely undermine securities regulations.
All this to benefit an industry that has a history of proving why we need strong financial regulation in the first place.
There was this major cryptocurrency market collapse during 2022. FTX was certainly the most notable example, but quite a few cryptocurrency companies fell apart during that time period as crypto prices declined.
People who had invested in crypto lost a lot, and there were some very heartbreaking stories that came out of it. But if you weren't a crypto investor, you wouldn't really have noticed that this had happened unless you were reading the newspapers.
Crypto isn't staying on the fringes anymore. Major pension funds are already invested through SEC-approved vehicles. States want to accept it for taxes. Public companies hold it on their books.
And I worry that even people who choose to stay away from crypto may end up feeling the pain of disasters.
A bust is going to come when it does, if the traditional financial system and crypto ecosystem have sort of fully merged, then we're ready to have another 2008 moment. As complicated as the financial products were back in 2008, somewhere there was a house with a mortgage on it. And with crypto, you don't need to have a house. They've solved the problem of needing anything.
I'm leaving the conference right now, and honestly, I'm a little bit speechless. I can't help but think that this industry is moving way too fast, and that people, some are probably well-intentioned, are building something that they don't know how to control, and it could blow up the economy. It's really scary to me that it seems like this administration wants to press down on the accelerator. Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe. And if you have ideas for future things we should cover, put them in the comments.